Drone here. This is JJRC H28, and it's extremely windy out. I did an RTF flight with this. I got a short flight time, which is to be expected because I didn't charge the battery. This is a fully charged battery here, and again, it's still super windy. It's averaging anywhere from low 12 mile an hour to 16 mile an hour to 20 mile an hour gusts. I'm in the wide open here. I'm not in a residential community. I have no buildings around me to block this wind, especially up that high. Even if I was in a residential community, nothing would be blocking the wind up that high, and it's having zero issues flying in this. This drone's super cool. It came in a package. It came in a smaller package than the drone. Wrap your head around that. This drone has removable arms. The arms actually plug into the body and kind of clip into the body, and it makes it very portable for being a larger drone. This is about the size, left to right on wingspan is about the size of the X8, and I'm assuming, just off the top of my head, probably the X6 Tarantula, the Tarantula X6 as well. This thing has a little bit more weight than the X6. It's probably about the same weight as the SEMA X8, but it dominates both those drones. The X8's a little bit of slower drone. It only has 2 rates. It can't fly in wind well. It can fight the wind. The X6 does well in wind, but you can't take it in extreme wind because it doesn't have that much weight to it. This has all the makings of being a dope drone. As you can see, I'm flying it. I'm not baby flying it. I'm flying it in this wind. It's having zero issues. I've seen online that this is rated as a GoPro carrier, rated as an action camera carrier. We're definitely going to check that out. I definitely wanted to get a full charged battery in this and do a flight time on a very aggressive flight. That's what we're doing right now. That way you guys can kind of figure, at a minute to 2 minutes from my flight time, you should be getting that. You should be getting that extra added minute to 2 minutes, as long as you're not flying as aggressively as I am here. Look at the profile on this. You got those 2 eyes there, well lit. You got that green light in the back, which is your indicator for low voltage, and that can be seen for quite some distance, so you don't have to worry about, oh, you didn't see the low voltage light, this thing's gonna hit the ground. No, that thing's very visible, even from all the way out there. But yeah, this thing, we're definitely going to put an action camera on it. We're definitely going to fly it with an action camera. And right away, this is jumping up there. This is really jumping up there, no BS. I don't say this hardly ever. I keep my top drones. I like my top drones. This has creeped up into my top drones. I've said, yeah, you have the Alcem DJI Phantom, you have the Parrot Bebop, you have your Hubsan X4 teardrop drone with the 2 megapixel camera, Eachine E40 in-bodied camera for the smalls. Those are like my top 5. And then you have your X5 clones that sneak in there. Striker definitely top on the X5 list, SEMA X5C right below that. Dude, this has creeped its way in. It's creeped its way into that, my tied for second. It honestly has the way it's flying in this wind, and if it can hold an action camera, it might just break the tie for second and actually be second. My tie for second is the Phantom 3 Standard, the Parrot Bebop 1, and now this is toy grade. It's not brushless. There's no gimbal on it. There's no dope camera. The P3S has a dope gimbal on it and a dope camera on it. The Parrot, the Bebop 1, has some crazy camera on it that I've flipped upside down, and it's maintained its visual focus, and you couldn't tell it flipped upside down. It's basically a flying camera on an anti-vibration skid plate that is being constantly digital computerized as far as the image goes. Both have dope cameras. Both fly very well. I'm gonna say this thing probably flies better than the Bebop would in this weather. And the Bebop's a GPS drone. The Phantom's probably definitely flying better than this would, or comparable. I don't know, man. I've flown a lot of drones, and 20 mile an hour gusts I really haven't ventured out into. 12 to 15 mile an hour winds I've played around with, but I've never really had something that didn't have to fight the wind that kind of cut through it like butter like this is. impressed, super impressed. If you're not a subscriber of mine, subscribe, go back through the videos. I don't talk about this with drones. I think the last drone, well, I don't know the last drone that I said I was impressed by, but I'm hella impressed by this one. The JJRC H27, I think it was, is a X5 clone. I was impressed with the range on that because it seemed to have endless range. I did not fly it like I'm flying this. I'm flying this, dude, it's cutting through the wind like butter. I don't know. Until you get one of these in your hand, you will not be able to feel the excitement that I have here. I have 100+ drones. Everything from micro to high-end GPS drones. And I'm digging this. And I promise you, some of your lower grade brushless GPS drones, this thing would house and put under the table. I have a Hubsan Desire. I've only flown it once or twice, but I think this thing would eat that alive as far as flyability, especially aggressive flyability. Not to say the Hubsan Desire is bad or anything. It's a dope drone. It comes with a camera. It's GPS. It's your lower end of GPS. It's a good drone. This would eat it alive. Just putting it out there. And again, what I'm feeling and the excitement flying this in this wind, the excitement of this drone, the collapsible arms is cool. That's really not a huge factor for me. The flyability is a huge factor for me on this. Extremely aggressive flight. We're pushing about 6.5 minutes here. Probably going to hit that 7-minute mark, which is average for toy grade, not flying in aggressive. And this is super aggressive. Guys, I'm JDrum. Super stoked about this. If you're not on Drone Days, go over to Drone Days. I have more video of this. I have pictures of this, as well as my other drones like the Alcema. That's top of the line. That's my #1 drone. The link will be at the bottom. The link will be at the bottom for where I purchased this as well. You see the red light blinking there. Voltage is low. And if you like RC cars, Grounded RCs, that's also on Facebook. Check that out. The link will be at the bottom. Look how bright that red light is. Low voltage indicator. Bam, it's down. Take care.